I always heard the reason you left WCW in '96. There's two different reasons. One of them was you weren't happy with the money you were making, and another one was that I read recently that you weren't happy with the valet you had at the time, which was Diamond Dallas Page's wife, Kimberly.
Uh, I'd love to just straighten that out. First of all, I was making really good money with WCW at the time. I was on a guaranteed contract, and they treated me really good there. Eric gave me a great deal for that time. It was amazing. And what happened was Kimberly is a sweetheart, man. I mean, I enjoyed working with her.
Stunning,
Yes,
stunning lady as
what
well.
happened was at that time my daughter was around I don't know 8 or 9 years old, and it was very difficult for her to seeing me on television with another woman, and she'd be crying at night when I come home, and she said I was leaving her mommy and stuff, and all I said was, I didn't really need a valet. I mean, Johnny B. Bad didn't necessarily have a valet, didn't have to have somebody walking them to the ring. And I just brought it up that maybe it'd be better that if I didn't have it and it became this whole religious thing and stuff. And it was not that at all. It was just that it was really more about my daughter uh, being hurt and seeing her so upset. I thought, you know what, let me just talk about it. But it got blown out of proportion. And maybe someone has their own version of it or whatever. But that's from my point of view. I just remember that as being the reason. WCW gave me a great deal. And, you know, I always felt that to make it in wrestling or to look back on your career was to go to the dance. And the dance was WrestleMania. And I think anyone that's been in WrestleMania understands that that is the Super Bowl, that is the World Cup of wrestling. Okay, so I always wanted to end my career at the WWF or WWE, and I had great meetings with Vince. And I came to Vince. I knew I already had a guaranteed contract with WCW. So when I met with Vince, I told him what I wanted. I wanted a guaranteed contract. Now, he never gave out a guaranteed contract before. I was the first one to get it. And he said he'd never done that before. And I said, I want a guaranteed contract. I want a signing bonus because I knew he really wanted me. Okay. And I think maybe he thought he'd get that Johnny B. Bad character loosely, not the name Johnny B. Bad, but based loosely on that character. And I said I also wanted my wife to fly everywhere I flew. Now, not be my valet, just fly everywhere because I didn't want to go through a divorce. I seen all my friends were getting divorced, and in the road can be very troublesome, and you had a lot of temptation. So I thought, you know what, if I got my wife with me, number one, we're experiencing the world together. And I said to Vince, I go, Vince, you might want to think about it. She's really attractive, and you might want to let her be my valet since you're flying her everywhere anyway. That was the deal. He was going to fly. No, he never planned on her become Sable, or that was part of my deal. So I got this incredible deal with WWF. I mean, they gave me more money, bigger signing bonus, first guaranteed contract. My wife got to fly everywhere I flew. And so when Vince sent me my ticket to fly to Connecticut to sign my deal, he sent me my ticket, and I said, "Well, where's my wife's ticket?" And he goes, "I got a flyer to sign your deal with you." I go, "Vince, she goes everywhere I go." And sure enough, he sent her a ticket. And when we walked into his office, he saw her and he goes, "I got to put her on TV." And that was it, man. And then we came up with the name Sable, and the rest was history.
Yeah, I remember in '97. So you sort of disappeared. Are we talking maybe around January, February? It was early '97. I seem to remember that you got the knee injury.
Mhm.
And do you remember when? I'm going to assume it was Vince Russo at this point, or it probably was Vince Russo at this point. Came to you and said, "This is what we want you to do to turn bad guy. Want you to become, enraged with jealousy that your missus was getting more cheers than you." But it actually started quite early, so it started almost months before you actually came back into the ring. So, I mean, was it always planned to be a very slow burning process? And who came to you with the idea of turning bad guy?
It was the fans really gave it to us. I mean, because here they are. I'm working my ass off in the ring, doing all these moves and trying so hard, and she would just walk up on the apron, and they'd go crazy. So we knew this was a great storyline, and of course, man, I was all for it. I mean, when we would sit down with ideas that we had on bringing her up and obviously for her to go up, I need to come down, but me being the jealous, insecure idiot, so it worked unbelievable, everything that happened. And, and a lot of people would say, well, you let a girl beat you up, it kind of ruined your career and so on, and whether that's true or not, at that time we were making more money and we were a married couple. So we looked at our
and you had one bank account as well, I'm assuming. You had a shared bank account.
So we were, it's lifting her up is only, I'm not a guaranteed contract. I'm making the same amount every week, no matter what, so bringing her up, her merchandise and everything was selling only second to Stone Cold at that time, It was incredible. So I wouldn't have changed a thing, when you look back on life. And I look at, all the paths I took in life, good or bad, whether something got screwed up or whatever, all those paths led to right where I am today. And I am so blessed and so happy and healthy. And I got some of the greatest friends and family in the world. So I couldn't be more blessed to be where I am now.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Enough is enough! Booty poo candy ass! I had him writhing in pain from my sharpshooter.
Rocky!
I am not a nugget!
Stick him straight up your candy ass!
I kicked your leg out of your leg.
The Rock has come back!